What is up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Golden Dice Podcast, episode number 38. With me as a co-host, I have the Mr. Moderator himself. He leads us relentlessly in the Star Wars Facebook group, deleting all the spam as quickly as he can. Scott, how are you today?
Yeah, with the spam today, the fake card that got like 3 people before someone finally pointed out, like, number 37 is already taken. It was. Yeah. I'll say this: if someone posts it again, I'm probably just gonna have to mute that person for a while. But it was a really good looking fake card.
Don't give Joe any ideas, all right?
He's already on the list.
Yeah, already on the list. Cool. And Scott, welcome, of course, as always. And we have a guest with us today, the one and only BobbySapphire. How you doing today, Mike?
I'm not doing as good as I was when I thought there was a Zero the Hutt card.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it, I'm like, this is awesome looking, and then I was like, 37. This isn't. That's a like a squid face guy.
The hype was real.
The Quarren tracker or whatever.
He got the font right, I think. I don't know. I didn't put it like side by side next to anything, but like,
it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I will say Zero the Hutt, probably my least favorite Star Wars character of all time.
I mean,
he's pretty rough.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah,
that voice.
There's definitely other yellow villains you can go with before you get to that.
I'm all for like a little flair, some flamboyance in the Star Wars universe, but man, that voice is grating.
I just don't necessarily. It's a Hutt talking. When you had Jabba, he's speaking Huttese, he's not speaking, Galactic Basic. But then, with Zero, it's just like, okay, just. Let's go back to your normal accent. Hey Jack, I got a question now.
Oh, Scott. All right, hit me.
Are you wearing basketball shorts?
Oh, I actually just played basketball, so yes, I'm in basketball shorts.
Just making sure.
You played basketball? What are you, like 12 years old?
Yeah, basically.
He went down and shot some hoops at the rec center.
Yeah,
YMCA.
Down at the rec. That was my life when I was 12, living at the Y.
I actually do it like as a thing for work.
Okay.
We have like this giant recreational building type thing. We set up basketball nets and play every Thursday. I'm awful, so I'm just kind of there to run it and be a guy that can pass, kind of.
I mean, that's probably more normal than what Tommy's church does. They have a grappling club. Where, like,
just to clarify, grappling is like the climbing stuff, right? They're not.
No, like as in like we're like wrestling club.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Did Tommy found that? Is that
no?
Tommy
did not. He's like, oh yeah. Some of the guys, they just go to like a space and they just roll for a while. He's like, do you want to come? I was like, sure, I'll go do jiu-jitsu for Jesus. That sounds cool. That's what I named it. Man. They didn't name it that.
There you go. Interesting.
It should be named that. They should make T-shirts.
Yeah, I know.
There you go, Scott. You can start it.
Yeah, I'm the one to do that.
Yep. But yep. So we got that out of the way. I got red basketball shorts on. We're ready to get into a whole bunch of news. We got plenty of spoilers from Tuesday. FFG streamed the starters match, the Grievous versus Obi-Wan, and then today, Thursday, they streamed a draft, and we only got to see 2 of the people's draft picks, so we didn't get a whole bunch. But before we just go over that, I figured both Mike and I were at the New Jersey Regional. We can do like a quick sound off.
I was not
of that. Yeah, Scott's a bum. He only went to Maryland.
Yeah, the worst.
Yeah. Scott planned. He's like, all right, what one is Jack not going to?
Yes.
Okay, New York and Maryland. Yeah, I'm not going to go to New York. I'll go to the Maryland one.
Yep, not touching that one.
But yeah, so we'll do a quick sound off on that, I guess, and just general meta thoughts as it wraps up in the United States. I think international still has a few regionals left to go, but
what were your thoughts going in? Like, what were you trying to be ready for?
Oh God,
the Snoke 3-wide, but I also was. I was down Tommy's rabbit hole for a little while with the Ray Bouche.
You shouldn't. You got to stay. You have to wait until Tommy gets out of his rabbit hole. You can't go down there with him. You were as erratic as I've seen you,
dude.
He's like posting 5 different decks every 6 seconds.
Yeah.
If Reflex told me you were on Mill pretty early in the week. That's why when you said at the event that you were freaking out, I was very shocked.
Well, I think I had messaged him because I think I was like building it, but like even reps onto it, I don't think I got them until like the night before, and I got 2 games with it. I maybe played a few like the week before, I think, leaning hard into countering 2 wide, but then it felt weird, and like I didn't. Basically, my list I didn't settle on until the night before. I got 2 games with it, and it's like, all right, I didn't feel like off playing it because I played it at PAX Unplugged for trilogies at least,
Right.
So it wasn't like a brand new deck I was trying to learn the ins and outs of, but
He had not decided on
Yeah.
what he was playing until the 11th hour.
I think I've been that for like every tournament except like Worlds. Like I'm pretty sure I've always been up the night before.
Well, no, because if you can't play Sabine, you just don't know what you want to do
Yeah.
with yourself.
You could have
Yeah.
played Sabine. You could have been a hero.
Yeah, last
Yeah,
hurrah.
I think that would have been a bad. I don't think I would have made top cut.
Hey, you never know. Don't talk like
Fair.
that.
Solo Sabine.
It did. It had its time in that San Diego when 2 made top cut. 1 being Monk, I remember. But yeah, going to New Jersey, I figured it was going to be the 3 wide of Snoke, and at the top table, yeah, and Vader, and then I thought Tarkin Snoke could still kind of be around. I was surprised how much it had stuck around. Both Tommy and I kind of thought, especially with the surgence of the 3 wide Snoke, that it was going to fade away because of the mind trick and feeling your anger plays.
Yeah, there was a lot of it, like more than I would have thought.
Yeah. And yeah, I was just surprised about that. But I really wasn't expecting 2 wide. And I think you had the same assumption as myself. And that's why we both kind of just brought 3 wide without teching into 2 wide.
Yeah, you still had like strength through weakness and stuff, though, didn't you?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. I thought you did.
I
I think one of your opponents was playing around it, so I assumed that he saw it earlier and expected you to have a second or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it because he didn't say anything, and he like kept passing. I think it was Dan, the Obi Maz player.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I'll just keep passing because you might have this card." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I could have that card."
He was playing around some funky stuff. He was definitely like he beat me. He's a good player. He definitely was, when he in that end of the game grind, when you don't know which way it's going to go. Yeah, he was definitely overthinking things, I think.
He forgot that Anakin's pod can't take from hand because Anakin was dead.
Right.
And I think because he forgot that, it forced him to play the Ancient when he really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that, he had to do, I think I had 2 second chances and 3 shields on Cassian.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like rolling out. He had to do, what's that, 23 damage? Something like that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And so he obviously didn't get that. And
That's
I
like
just
a game
passed
worth
until
of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more than I've played decks with less health than that for sure.
Easily. Most 2-wide decks don't have that much health.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Second
yeah, he
chance.
just got bad beat on that. I almost got crucified in that game because I played Force Med without Yoda,
Dope.
but I pulled it back before there was another action.
Oh yeah, that would have been rough.
But yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great event all around. I feel like I didn't get to see a lot of the excitement since we did have to the top tables were in a separate room, but I heard there was a bunch of like give outs and getting rid of some of the old stuff, which even if it doesn't have value, I still feel like it's kind of fun if you just like plop down a box of like Empire and say whoever wins this game gets this box.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I mean, ripping packs is fun.
That's significant. I mean, because they also gave out like a ton of store credit, right?
200 to first place. Oh,
Yeah. I mean,
I
okay.
forget what everything else. 25
so-
for top 8. I know that's what I got. So
I got
Doing that-
I got 50 for top 4, and I don't know if you guys saw, but I totally bought that Borg cube that I said I was going to buy.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
yeah.
Wait. Have you ever played? I'll look it up later, and then I'll talk about it. But I'm just saying, like from the standpoint of giving out that much store credit, and then also doing the throwing out like the old boxes of product that's really at this point defunct. Most tournaments were giving that out as some tournaments were giving that out as like the only additional prizing. It's like, oh yeah, Packs of Awakenings. It's like, okay.
I think it was FFG. It was like your entrance was like a pack of legacies and a pack of like awakenings. It was like a $20.
That's like really dumb.
Yeah.
It's like
the Highlander was great. Scott was into it. It was a good time. I had I had a blast despite some hiccups before Top Cut, but I don't really feel like diving into that too much, so we can
Go
just
watch the Hyperloops vlog afterwards.
Yeah,
Boom.
Mike and Joe did a good job of covering that.
All the information.
Hey, thanks. It was dramatic.
It was.
Sounds it.
was.
It sounded it. I was at home, and then I made the mistake of looking at my phone, and then immediately it was like, oh, what the and then had to spend like an hour scrolling back up in like 5 different Discords to finally get parts of stories, because my idiot friends that were there were not responding.
Yeah, I try to do that.
Yeah, you're real helpful.
Mike, so you said you lost to the Obi Moz player. What else did you lose to that day in Swiss? Because you went 6-2, right?
I lost to Snoke Tarkin, which is pretty bad matchup for us. I lost to Edwin, who has now beaten me twice in a row. So the salt is real right there. But yeah, that was a real tough match, and I tried to make it as close as possible. But when that deck can just spam dice, it gets to a point where there's just literally no stopping it, which is tough. So
yeah, no mitigation package can deal with that when it just gets so many dice out on the board, because every other deck will kill one of those characters to get rid of some of those dice.
I didn't hate where I was, but he had he had a probe in my 4-card hand, and I had 2 pieces of mitigation and like 2 upgrades or whatever, and he hit my Beguile and my Entangle. And I was left with no mitigation, and it just completely.
Yeah, you're eating like 16
like
damage that turn if he knows that he can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to hide it, but when he pulled 2 and I only had 2 left, I think he, the variance is there. Just go for it.
Yeah, at that point, you just kind of if he has more, then I lose. If he doesn't, then I win. And odds are you don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they're 2 powerful cards like that. Into that.
Yeah. So that was my other loss. And then we both lost in the Top Cut to the same guy who we both beat in Swiss. And he 2-0'd us both, which I'm still a little perplexed about, but he's a good player for sure. I just didn't think that a 2-wide damage matchup was going to scare me. That's just not what I was worried about.
He really changed his I felt like in game 1 he was just focusing to max damage, which obviously sounds good in theory, but it's because of my mitigation I was able to just stop him. But it seemed like in Top Cut he was going a little bit more of the disrupt route with Beckett, and so I didn't feel strapped for cash necessarily, but I felt like there were times where with Yoda I had to take resources more than I was taking Miller's shield, and that's I feel like that would give him an extra turn if I'm not consistently milling off the top with Yoda. And I felt like that just bought him an extra turn or 2 to just wipe me off.
Yeah, I could see that. He went after Yoda, and my issue was I couldn't protect, I couldn't keep Yoda alive. I always had money, but I wasn't, and I was turning to shields whenever I could, but I just, I couldn't find my force jump, and I couldn't find mitigation. It was just one of those variance games where, you hope it happens early in the tournament and not in the Top Cut. And then in game 1, I had him completely beat 2 ways, and he had runner, he 2 in a row, the only mitigation cards that could have saved him. Because I had set up a huge clandestine to take his hand and his deck at the same time, and he had overconfidence to reroll 2 and get rid of 1
to break up the combo.
Yeah, to break it up exactly. And I rerolled into it again, and I forget what he had. I
feel your anger.
I rolled 2 random blanks. Yeah, and he feel your anger the other 2, and it was a game that I was 100% positive that I was winning, and all of a sudden was gone, and let him live another turn. And when it's mill versus damage, another turn is it's night and day. Getting another turn to mill versus getting another turn to survive.
You run out of mitigation at some point,
right? Exactly.
You can only hold off a finite number of dice
and health, and then that's all gone too.
Yeah, I remember seeing that because you had those. You had it was Annie's Pod, Cassian, and Bartering or something all on discard.
Yeah, EMP was on the 2 discard side.
Was that, okay, but it was exactly enough to then clandestine and also take the rest of his deck while taking his whole hand.
Yeah, it was gonna be sick.
Yeah, it was gonna be a dirty finish.
But no,
it was too perfect.
Yeah, too good to be true.
Yeah. Yeah, so we both got back. I mean, like you said, Tyler is a good player. He's at our local scene down in South Jersey. I forget what he was playing though on Monday, the Monday before. So I think I wasn't expecting to bring Tulsa Beckett, but it was obviously a good call because he happened to avoid the 3 Vaders in top cut. I think you played 1, right, Mike? In
Yeah, I played
top 8?
1 in the top 8.
And then Nate and Isaac ate each other in top 8.
Yeah, I was hoping to see three Vaders in a row. That was the dream that I wanted to live.
Yeah, I really wanted to avoid you and Tyler, and it was like if I beat Tyler, I would have played you. So
right, true. That would have been a weird long match.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was great, and it seemed like both of our call onto the 3 wide, like it felt pretty good. Aside from the Tulls and Beckett was really the only bad matchup. I lost once in Swiss to Vader Greedo, but I think that was bad play by me more so than like anything else.
Yeah, and then the Snoke Tarkin was in the top 8. That would have been rough too if either of us had to face.
Oh, they beat each other up too.
Yeah. So yeah, in general, I thought the call was really good. For there to be 3 Vaders in the top 8 and there to be 2 3 wide mill, I would have put the odds on one of us taking it down. Just didn't work out that way.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change the deck. I would run it back 100%, probably card for card too.
I think I would change a little bit of mine. I think I went a little YOLO and double caution. I think I cut one of those. Double caution, double garbage shoot was like awkward sometimes. Just because like if you had both them, you could really only play one unless you're cutting down on value of your character dice, of like Yoda and Cassian dice.
Yeah, I didn't run any caution. I haven't run caution in that deck in a long time. And I did cut one garbage shoot for a risky move the day of. I had a couple cards that I was floating between, some mitigation cards, but I knew that I didn't want to run 2 garbage shoot.
You had your confidence. I saw that.
I almost did, but Joe convinced me to run. Joe convinced me to run the risky move at the last minute. It was like the closest I've ever come to registering a deck with 29 cards. Just couldn't decide.
And so I guess I have a question. How well do you feel like the 3 wide mill did in comparison to your Gen Con run? I'm assuming Gen Con probably felt better because of how far all of you made it, but
yeah, I lost 1 game in Gen Con Swiss, and it was like Rothermel had to god roll me to do it. Like Yoda, Cassie, and Aggro rolled like 13 or 14 damage in like one unmitigatable roll. Otherwise my games just weren't close, and my games were really close. The damage output right now is just so huge that it really makes me worry about what standard is going to be like when Convergence happens, because like no one's going to have Force Illusion, and I think people are going to be crying over how fast their characters are dead. Like, we'll talk about it when we get to these spoilers, but like Snoke is getting banned like so fast. Like, what were they thinking?
If people thought I'm coming to the conclusion, because now we've seen him as a 12 point or whatever, 13 point character. What was he originally?
14 now.
14 now.
Yeah, he was 11. He was 11, 13 before.
We've seen him as a 13 point character, and clearly he was not a 13 point character. And I think clearly he's not a 14 point character. I don't think there's a point level where like I don't know if there's a point level where he's playable and not amazing. Like, it gets to the point where he's unplayable, just keep raising his points, but I don't think there's a gray area where he's like still playable, but not one of the best things or the best thing possible.
Yeah, he'd have to be like 17 for you to start thinking like, I can't pull this off. I can't pull off like Snoke, Greedo, Battle Droid.
Yeah.
You don't have any resource sides to Snoke. I guess you could Jawa or Claudite, but then you're still left with like there's not a lot at 7 points. Yeah. So like once you get to 17, he's probably fair. But who knows? I mean, have you guys seen Mega Blaster Troopers?
Yeah, I'm staring at them right now.
Is that a real thing? Like, I've never heard of Mega Blaster Troopers. I can't. That's like, have you seen the new Harley Quinn movie that's coming out? It's like the fantabulous emancipation of Harley Quinn. That's like a real movie that's coming out. That's really? How I feel when. Oh yeah, it's the Birds of Prey and the fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. It's a Birds of Prey Harley Quinn movie, and like Mary Elizabeth Winstead is playing Huntress, and Ewan McGregor is playing the Black Mask. It's gonna be insane. But anyway, that's how I feel when I look at Mega Blaster Troopers. Like, that can't be a thing. That can't be real. But anyway,
I mean, they just needed a name for like the tripod setup that currently exists in the First Order. Like, I guess E-Web was taken, so they went with the generic. It's a Mega Blaster.
So for people who don't know, it's a 4-cost support. It's a trooper. And I love how they're giving the keywords on these supports, like
the subtypes. I like that as well, because it gives you the ability to run all those spot things in decks that don't come with those as characters, or even as like a backdrop to like, oh, my character's going to die, but I still have all those cards are still live.
Right. So the die sides are 1 range, 2 range, 3 indirect, 2 disrupt, blank, blank. But the ability is just insane. After you activate the support, roll 1 set aside for it's a novel. 1 set aside First Order Stormtrooper die into your pool, or 2 First Order Stormtrooper dice. Instead, if you spot a leader, guess who's a leader, guys?
Snoke's
a leader.
Guess who else?
He just happens to love 4-cost supports.
Yeah, and guess who else is a leader? Like, they've got a leader support, so you can again just do it without bringing the characters.
Yeah. It's completely ridiculous.
What's the leader support? I can't think of it.
Well, they could have leader supports. I don't know. Like, I'm
just like it could.
They've got like the Jedi one for the Jedi. What's it called? We did it. Yoda's spirit.
Oh, spirit. Yeah, he's Jedi.
So I'm assuming they're going to have like everything in there. They're going to have. We've seen the scoundrel support. We've seen the trooper support. There's going to be a leader support. There's going to be a Jedi support. Everything.
Yeah, there's the Yoda Jedi support. And like this thing's a trooper die, so it works with like advanced training. If it's on the blank, it's got 2 blanks, and you can resolve it as indirect. And if it's in the Phasma deck, you can resolve it as melee. Like, it's just the synergy is bonkers, which is cool. But the power of Snoke here is scary.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, oh my god, that's super like awesomely thematic, where you can run Snoke with like an army of stormtroopers that he just like brings out. But it's a little ridiculous. Like 4 cost is nothing for him.
Yeah,
it's like arbitrary.
You can do like Snoke, Watto, First Order Stormtrooper, and have Rainbow, and just Snoke those Watto dice.
Yeah, you can't even remove Watto dice.
Or you can just
with events,
with the things that remove dice.
Resolve them. Yeah. Blank them.
Yeah,
Ayla, your girl Ayla's coming up big.
I think,
man, she's gonna stay good. I'm excited for both Mace Ayla and Luke 3 Ayla with lightsaber mastery, and we'll be able to talk about the good moves that finally got released.
Yeah, they spoiled 2 more today.
Yeah, the 2 more, including Twin Strike, which might make Blue Hero like. Twin Strike is 0 cost. Resolve up to 2 of your blue character dice showing melee damage is unblockable, which obviously really good in Mace and Luke, and Ayla is a good support character for those because it has to be character dice. So those are all really, really strong, and being able to play that and like always have it in your hand.
Yeah,
with lightsaber mastery is just stupid.
I think that's the only way that card is good. I don't think you can run that. I really don't like that card from just a standpoint of like having to have it in your hand when you need unblockable damage, but having it always.
Just run lightsaber mastery and have Twin Strike and deflecting slash, and like you always have a removal and you always have a kill card in your hand. Perfect.
And it's like they can't really even do anything. They can't do anything about it. They mitigate your damage dice, which they would do if they could anyway. But they can't get rid of the card. They can't block unblockable damage.
Yeah, it's probably a little weaker now that like, we see damage in the pool and we like, all right, let me drop this Force Illusion, and that, the math works so it stays above. Yeah. Like lethal. So there won't be that. It depends on how big shielding gets. But you got to imagine people are going to try and be shielding because there's no other way to protect their guys.
Yeah, I mean, if you're working, especially trilogies wise, if you're working with a weak mitigation pool, shields are your best friend because they're guaranteed mitigation.
Mega Blaster, that's the one that's like really caught my eyes, being like Snoke's just going to break this one. It's a 4-cost support that rolls 3 dice. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
there seems to be another. I mean, something to come into conversation too, which Snoke doesn't even need to Snoke, but a really good support in Hired Muscle,
Well,
the
yeah,
support scoundrel
Snoke-
from Allies and
Snoke doesn't
Necessity.
need to
All right,
Snoke
so
it, but he needs the resources to pay for it.
Unless he plays that new Imperial War Machine for yellow. Did you guys
I
see
didn't
that
see that
one?
one. I must have missed that.
You missed that? Oh my gosh. It's called Rendezvous. It's got ambush. Resolve one of your yellow dice, showing a cost, reducing that cost by 1. And it's ambush, so you can, you can resolve one of your dice and then resolve the rest of your dice, or, play a mitigation card.
Neutral.
You can do all types of things. And it's neutral yellow. It's
Yeah, I saw that.
ridiculous. It's going to be really good in like Enfys Nest decks. That one is.
It might even be decent with Lando, just because a lot of times you have one resource, not two for the
Yep.
foreside.
But even Hired Muscle, just like I dropped that and just paid like a 2-for-1, a 3-for-1, a 3-for-1. Like,
yeah,
I
Hired
guess that
Muscle
it adds up over the course of the game.
Oh, I'll just pay for it every day.
That thing is going to get vandalized all the time. It's going to make vandalized one of the most played card in the format, because Hired Muscle is just going to be a huge liability. No blanks, and every side at least a 2, and 2-3 damage sides. It's just
I don't see yellow. Like even before Hired Muscle dropped, I was like, vandalize with rotation. It just seems like it needs to be in every deck.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know, just some of the stuff coming out, I'm just like, yes, I 100% want vandalize.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed, because I was looking forward to like looking into Blue Hero, and like I really like Mace, but if like this is going to become yellow the format, which it looks like it's going to be, like all the yellow cards are just completely bonkers.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, a lot of good ones.
It almost feels like there's twice as many yellow cards as there are the other ones, because, and maybe it's just because all the yellow are spoiled, but man, it just seems so strong.
Yeah, none of the red.
They also get the title card too. Yellow gets the title card.
Oh yeah. Well, that didn't exactly work out for them with Across the Galaxy, so I'm not as worried about that one.
No.
Is that a 2 spot any number of like the same subtype to remove a support or upgrade?
Or downgrade. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're running your
my Gungan deck.
Yeah, your Gungan deck, Gungan deck.
Get rid of the Mega Blast. There you go.
That seems like a good use of your blanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't even do you even need to remove them? I think it's just count.
Really?
Any number of characters.
Just count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many things that got spoiled today. I'm currently looking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I was like, when you mentioned the Imperial War Machine, I'm like, I don't remember seeing that. I'm like, I know. I remember reading that card and being like, oh, this is really good.
I'm like scrolling through trying to catch up on all the things. Crime Lord Legendary again makes me sad. I'm ready to pull like 3 of them.
Yeah, I don't.
What's legendary?
I mean, I don't have it.
Crime Lord.
Crime Lord. I never owned any of those before, so I'm not worried about opening them now. Won't happen.
I don't own any now. I don't own any, so if I open any, whatever.
I got 2. I like it being reprinted. I like that different win con type thing, but it just, for me, it stinks that it's legendary. But yeah, man, I'm like trying to scroll through this and even like pick out talking points, and it's just like I'm overwhelmed by the amount of cards that we got today.
All right, I got a couple cool.
I'll say this: I like that.
No, do it. You're ready.
I was about to say this is like a nothing. This is like the stupidest thing to be excited about. I like that Field Medic is in there.
Yeah, it's a solid reprint. I think they did a good job on most of the reprints, and I'm not too upset that there's some stinkers in there, because they gave us enough good ones. They gave us Field Medic, they gave us Isolation, they gave us the best defense. There's definitely some good stuff in there.
Isolation's new art is very
a lot
nice
of the
too.
new art is really. I really like a lot of the newer
Tech team's
art.
coming back.
I think Back to Therapy is pretty cool in Palpatine.
Because he could very well see a big boost.
Yeah, he could heal the full 5. That he's the reason why the cap is on there.
Hey, they put a cap on something rather than leaving it open and then just having it get abused.
I think Ahsoka.
Yay!
I think Ahsoka. What do you guys think of Ahsoka? I think she's cool. I think that knighthood card is good enough to make her potentially legit. Like anytime, like it's basically a blue fast hands that gives you a shield. When it's on Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I'll just say, so Ahsoka's thing, if anybody hasn't seen it, says after you activate a Jedi, you can resolve one of this character's character or upgrade dice. If that die is shown a modifier, resolve it as if it did not have one. Ahsoka is a character apprentice, so she's not a Jedi herself. and her sides are 1+2/+2 melee, and then a +2 shield. And then Knighthood going with it is an upgrade 0 cost blue hero from Allies of Necessity, and it's a blue character only. Attached character gains Jedi. After you play this upgrade, you may give a character 1 shield. So obviously, you played on Ahsoka, she becomes a Jedi, and now works with her text. She seems pretty solid, and like you said, the fast hands is real good. Just the 8 health, like we're kind of going back to, is just makes me worry about her a little bit.
Yeah, well, she does have that 2 shield
Yeah,
side.
but she's at least 11 points.
Yep. She has
2 shield solid.
She has that 2 shield side, and Knighthood will give her a shield. And then she's actually a decent pair for Mace with lightsaber mastery. And then like if Mace is pulling weapons and putting them on her, if she's a Jedi, like that'll give her the shield. Mace can also pull the Knighthood for her. And then you activate Ahsoka, resolve one of her dice, activate Mace, resolve her other die. The thing is, if they kill her, she'll often have already completed her turn anyway. Because she moves
it's not the Ezra problem. Yeah. It's not the Ezra problem where it's like, all right, if he dies at the beginning of turn 2, you've gotten 0 value from him. Whereas you've actually likely gotten all the value you were going to get from her.
Yeah, and she has the ability to roll out, and if say you don't have the battlefield and they roll to threaten, and she can auto resolve the 2 damage, or she can auto resolve the 2 shield and live. That makes losing her like much more palatable. And like I said, just like adding that shield from Knighthood makes it a little bit better. Not amazing, obviously, but I think there's enough going for her that if the deck works, like if you can build the deck to not suck completely, then she can carry, I think, as an 11-pointer.
And she's for an 11-pointer is adding a fair bit for your opening roll too, with the 3
absolutely.
2 sides.
And if there's like, if Theed goes away and you just want the shields, then we could go back to that. Just take the shields every time, and then you're dealing with like, you can put 1 on her and 1 on Mace, and have a pretty tanky team that's going to put shields on it.
You mean we could be back to actually deciding if you want the battlefield or not?
We could be. Might happen. I've been doing it a little bit in trilogies. I've been playing a lot of trilogies at like a local league, and I've been trying to not play Theed. I played some Com Tower yesterday. It was pretty sweet. Com Tower is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Kylo Greedo, right? Is what you were.
I did. I ran Kylo Greedo Deja Vu. It was pretty sick.
Yeah, you kind of sold me on her a little bit more with Mace, because my mind gravitated a little bit towards either like Qui-Gon or Luke. And with that, like just being able to guarantee the Knighthood with Mace, or not guarantee it, but at least have a higher chance of seeing it turn 1.
Yeah, and it gives her I don't know. I think it's I would have to read the wording. Let me read the wording on Mace. It's possible that I wonder how it works. So Knighthood gives a shield and Mace gives a shield if she's a Jedi. If that character was played on a Jedi, give it 1 shield. So it probably doesn't work if you pull the Knighthood to get her 2 shields. But if you play the Knighthood first and then play the, whatever upgrade on her, she's looking at sitting on 10 health there. So yeah. I think she can do it. I think you can tank her up enough. It just depends on how crazy these vehicle decks get, because obviously running a 19 base health character deck into the vehicle meta, the Snoke Mega Blaster meta, is going to be tough.
You could have a lot of cool things that are going to be kind of invalidated by what Snoke can throw out there.
Afra's looking pretty spicy too as well. She's gotten a lot of new toys with this upcoming set.
I think some of those are traps.
Sure, but I mean, I think some of the 0 cost that we got as well too, like helps replace. I mean, like her big thing is being able to almost play. At least if you go back to Nova, that deck, it was. I mean, yeah, you would Snoke for massive amounts of damage, but every card you drew, you could basically play. Everything was 0 cost. And getting reprint of Probe to keep that in there. I really like that Forsaken card. I think is the name of it. The play only if one character or one player has a 1 die in the pool, remove a value 2 or less. I think it is. That's all. Then there's the Sinister piece where it's like discard a card to remove a value of 2 or higher. I don't know. I just think she's got some good stuff, and she got the tech team back. Like I said, she got the Stap droids. The Stap droids, the assassin droid seems all right.
I'm super excited for this pairing that Cuenca wrote about. Actually, like inspired me to write a whole article yesterday. It just got pushed because there's so many spoilers to review. But I'm
it's
going
like
to release
impossible
it.
to put out any other content.
Yeah, I'm going to release it Monday about just like 5 teams I'm super hyped about. But Afra, Grievous, Battle Droid sounds filthy. Like I am super excited to run that. Grievous's power action is to reroll all droid dice. So,
And
you put out her compadres there and you can just re-roll them, and man, that it just seems sweet. And plus it's a ton of health, to do her in like dealing indirect to yourself shenanigans, which is really cool.
31
Yeah.
health.
Yep.
Jesus. I got a bone to pick with the stat droids. I get it. I get why they're not a vehicle, because you don't want to make them just like super amazing with the Hellfire tank, but a stap is a vehicle. Like that's what makes the droid a stap droid, is that it's on a vehicle.
Right, but it's the droid that rides the stap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the droid that rides the stap is the generic battle droid that rides the stap.
Yeah, but he has to be trained
not
to
like a
ride
special
the single
model.
trooper aerial platform.
They got to download the module in.
Yeah, I don't like how stap is. Actually, I haven't seen the actual card. I've only seen the one. I don't know if they capitalized all the letters for stap, but they better have.
I'm
It
looking.
looks like it.
I mean, all of the letters are always capitalized in every card's title.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's their font. I thought they used papyrus. My bad.
You know your fonts real well.
Oh my god, I do. I pick a font for my classroom every year. A new font.
A new font?
Kids notice?
Yeah,
ever?
A new font. I print out all my work in the new font. Do the kids notice? No, because they don't have me 2 years in a row. They don't know.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
They
sure
don't
if you
know
taught
anything.
multiple grades.
They don't. They definitely don't know. They're teenagers. You know, you work with teenagers. They don't know anything. You got to teach them how
True.
to think.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
I'll
play basketball with them on Thursday.
You just want to feed them sweet alley oops.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just stand there and do that.
All right. Can I give you another card I'm super into?
Yeah, definitely.
The Quicksilver Baton.
Oh, yeah.
This is a 2-cost neutral legendary upgrade. So you know it's going to be like the money card of the set.
It's going to be one of them.
2 melee plus 1 melee plus 2 melee disrupt shield. So no resource side and a blank. After you play this upgrade, if it is on a leader, roll this die into your pool. If this upgrade is on a trooper, you may spend 1 resource to roll one of that trooper's character dice into your pool. So for 3, you can roll it out, and then if you put it on Phasma, who's a leader trooper, you can you're basically like living the FN life, just like rolling extra dice when you play this thing. And because it's neutral, it leads me to believe that to just give it to Phasma would be busted. So I wonder if we're going to get a trooper leader for heroes. And just that way to like even out the brokenness.
Are we thinking like, like a Pages Commandos type guy, or are we thinking like, what's his face from Cheers from Hoth?
Bren Derlin. Does Bren Derlin have like melee skills? I don't know. I was thinking like maybe like a Return of the Jedi Captain Rex. You know how they like retconned him?
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Another trooper leader. I don't know.
We haven't gotten any like red hero. We got K2.
Yeah, I got K2.
I'm trying to think like Pages Commandos. I mean, unless they're not bringing back like I don't know. God, what melee for red and trooper? Maybe some of like the Naboo guards or like Captain Panaka. Would he get a?
Panaka would be the perfect trooper leader. Good call. And after he died, Typho.
Yes, but generic.
Yeah, and we could get that Naboo mix because Padme's ship was spoiled.
Yeah, and someone said that on the draft stream today that the 6th legendary was Padme, but they didn't show it because they didn't want to spoil her preemptively.
I mean, if her ship is there, I'd have to imagine she's there.
Yeah.
Because
I doubt
could just have like a red
leader,
hero.
but I bet she'll be a leader.
Yeah. I don't think she would.
And I'm glad that it obviously if it seems like they'd make her red because her ship is red. And I'm glad about that because I thought the fact that she was yellow the first time was ridiculous.
Yeah, it didn't make too much sense. It's just Like, oh, do all politicians go in yellow? And it's like, oh, why?
Ooh, that's interesting. They could go deep. They could go
That's some
deep
subtle
on some
hints. Yeah.
politicians and Clone Wars.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. They
definitely
got
could.
like, however many people are in those Senate pods.
Oh yeah. There's that one where
ET?
like they all get kidnapped and Cad Bane's just like murdering senators. That one's pretty sweet.
Mhm.
Yep.
I mean,
All right, what else do you guys like?
have we gotten an actual? We haven't gotten an actual Bail Organa card yet, so that's clearly something that might happen.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Just got Rebellion Leader,
Mhm.
whatever it's called.
Rebellion Leader. So good.
Didn't you guys get that?
Yeah, that was ours. That was the last spoiler we ever got.
Last one.
You weren't nice enough to it.
They send you out on a.
No, we trashed
know.
that and they were like, this is yeah.
That's
A little coal in your stomach.
I tried to be a little nice about Ezra.
He was rough.
He's got a cool ability.
He's got
Can't
a
deny
cool
that.
ability, but I can't figure out. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't think of a way to actually make your opponent claim while leaving dice that you want to do anything with.
Valuable dice. Yeah.
I mean, you can. Feed's a good way to do that. I mean, people claim early all the time, and but having an 8 health character with a 1 damage, 2 damage
Mhm.
doesn't make that proposition easy. Like it's hard to
Yeah.
threaten.
Yeah, and it's like certain things they could play around with it too. Like, almost if they claim early with a disrupt out there and have no resources, it's just like, all right, I gain nothing from that ability.
Yeah.
And also, like, you can't focus their dice, which obviously would be pretty crazy if you could.
I don't think it'd be that
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
You could. I mean, you could like beguile them. You could like Ezra May.
You could do any of the stuff that lets you turn dice,
Yeah.
provided it's your opponent's, or it would allow you to touch normally your opponent's dice. But I don't think it'd be all that crazy if they just said, after your opponent claims, all of the dice on the board are in your pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like
Because he has 8 health.
Yeah, that's and for 12 points.
Yeah.
Or 9. I don't think you ever play him at 2 dice.
No, I don't think.
But Mike, I think it was you that mentioned because did you guys drop an Obi-Wan review today of the starter?
Oh yeah.
And you said you don't like Satine as a partner for Obi-Wan, like specifically.
Yeah, I'm not into this Satine hype, and I'm probably
like as a character in general.
I'm
you
the
are
biggest
not.
Satine,
You clearly are not.
I'm the biggest Satine the character fan, maybe on Earth, but like Satine the Star Wars Destiny card. I mean, I don't think like a character with 2 single focus sides is just not doing anything for me. It's just not. I think we could do better.
Yeah, I guess like for cheap yellow, like what's she competing with? I guess L3. Like, if you're going for a focus type resource, maybe type thing for yellow.
Yeah,
here.
I mean, she's got 2 resource sides. I don't know. She closing out a game? Maybe. I gotta see it. I'm not into.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into the whole big little situation right now. So you just like want to put her with Obi-Wan and like what, lightsaber mastery? Just so you can have
yellow? I mean, that's kind of I've played a few games like with it, obviously with only half the set revealed, so there's not too much you can put into it, but it kind of has felt like pretty not great.
I mean, Obi-Wan's really good. Obi-Wan's really, really good.
Yeah, I like Obi-Wan, but I mean that's what it was like. It was just like if Obi-Wan dies, it's just kind of Satine, doing whatever. But I could see the lines of play of like being able to ramp big with Obi and Satine of power action, the 2-for-1 resource, and suddenly you're sitting on 4 money at that point, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you can live the dream, Obi power action on Satine's 2 resource side, yeah.
Yep.
You're crushing.
I mean, I don't like them together. I like them separately. I think she's got, being a 10-point character, I think she's got a lot of areas that she's going to be able to fit into. I'm thinking like, she just a nice little the yellow addition to a vehicle deck. If you're not already running yellow.
But is she better than Anakin at 10 points?
She has a damage side.
And is she better than Anakin? She does, but he's got 3 resource sides.
He does, but in a lot of ways, I want that damage side just so that she can't be like left hanging there, and then that reroll is going to help too.
Yeah, the reroll's nice, and the single focuses are definitely not bad.
2 more health.
2 more health for sure. I'll say this: like, I'm not saying that there's no deck where she would shine in. I'm not that interested in building around her.
I could definitely see that.
I'm not like
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not
her.
something you build around. It's more something like, here's this deck and she can slot in.
I'm just like, yeah, let me find a deck where this girl shines. It's not. I just don't think that that's how it's going to come about.
No, I don't think she's that type of character. She doesn't have that impactful of sides or that impactful of abilities. She's just, oh wait, I got 10 points. I can get 2 dice out of this. And
like,
I think those dice are going to do things that you need them to do.
Yeah, 10 is good because she's like very similar to Rose in a way. Who's 2 points more. So yeah, I mean, show me the deck and I'll believe it.
I mean, I'm still like, I'm trying to get through half of these cards. I'm like scrolling through things. I'm like, I didn't see this. All right,
yeah, it's crazy. There's just so
all right.
much.
So we've established already that drawing your entire deck or letting players draw your entire deck is a bad idea. Why are there so many draw cards in this set?
I think that this set was probably designed before like we broke the game with.
Before they realized that? Yeah, I guess that would make perfect sense. But like, they're going to have to. I mean, I was saying it then. They're going to have to add a draw cap.
Yeah, I don't know because
I don't
nothing to abuse, right? Because like, long con's gone. So like, what are you gonna abuse by drawing your whole deck?
I don't know just yet, but it seems like someone comes up with something to abuse every time they can draw their whole deck.
Yeah, I mean, we've been able to draw a whole deck the last. I mean, definitely Rig Detonation, but that you needed long con for that too. And fair trade's gone, so like fair trade cycling out is like, there's a lot of things about drawing your whole deck that don't do a lot for you right now. But of course, there's still cards to be spoiled, so maybe.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just the type of thing. I'm like, don't go down that road. It's a bad road to go down. It's just going to get you in trouble.
Yeah, and the other thing is like when you're not drawing your whole deck, no one plays draw cards like ever.
Yeah, because you're seeing it's naturally you're seeing so many cards.
Yeah.
Like there's some things in this like Jedi Holocron. Yeah, it doesn't. The fact that you get to draw 3 cards with that is just like the extra thing. The fact that you get to play a blue ability from your hand, decreasing its cost by 1, is the reason people will play it.
Mm-hmm. If people play it,
but it's not as good as the Sith Holocron.
Definitely not. I think Lor Santeca is pretty cool.
I was actually about to ask you about him. Like, do you think he? Because a lot of people early on have just been jumping on Lor San into like a mill deck. Like, I guess the new mill deck would have to compete with the 3 wide or the Leia Lando.
Yeah, so I wrote about this today, I think. I wrote about it for my article next week that I mentioned, like the teams that I'm hyped about.
He's inceptioning himself.
Yeah, I am inceptioning myself. One of the teams I'm hyped about is Yoda, Cassian, Anakin, because I think it's still really good. But then I was saying that like you don't need Cassian necessarily because one of the reasons why Cassian worked, like obviously he's a great mill character, but one of the reasons that deck worked right was because you wanted 2 characters for second chance without needing that. Lor Santeca, he has a 1 focus, a 2 focus, and a discard side, and he lets you put mitigation back in your hand, which could be more valuable than mill. And he's 9 points for 1 die, which means you can also run espionage, which is huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went over how mill decks can just run out of mitigation cards if the game goes too long. Well, making it so you don't run out of mitigation cards kind of takes away that higher loss guarantee when you get past a certain amount of rounds.
Right. And if I'm like, all right, give me Beguile, Easy Pickings, or Entangle, like choose one.
Mm-hmm.
But like, does that worry you in a sense of like if you go Yoda, Elite Yoda, single die, Lor Santeca, and then Anakin, like if they just blow Anakin off the board, like you're losing 2 of your best mitigation. Like, in my opinion, that deck Beguile's obviously up there, but like Entangle and Easy Pickings were just super clutch at times.
Yeah, I think in the vehicle meta, Easy Pickings is like a little bit weaker, and I think Easy Pickings is already a pretty weak card in Trilogy. So and there's so many good mitigation cards that they've released already that I think that that will be fine. And I'm not saying that it's definitely Lore over Cassian, but I do think recurring mitigation with Lor Santeca is very interesting. And starting with espionage, which is, it helps make up for the fact that Cassian isn't resolving his dice.
Yeah. He's got the discard side as well.
Yeah, it's just a consideration, and the 2 focus is obviously really strong.
2 focus. Yep.
Having a 2 focus that's not on Yoda's dice is incredible. Because every time you have to use that 2 focus, every time you have to use that 2 focus on Yoda, you're like, 2 focus is not quite the special.
Yeah, it's hilarious that there's a thing that causes people to poo-poo 2 special side or 2 focus sides.
I know.
It's like,
because Yoda's special is just so bonkers.
It's so good.
Because it's 2 dice.
I'm just like scrolling through the convergence cards, and I see Chewbacca, and just part of me dies a little bit inside. I don't think we've even recorded since
we haven't.
He got spoiled on Team Covenant.
It's
so he's a little bit older one, but man, I wish like Chewbacca was just good. But I'm not a believer in him currently. I don't think Guardian has as much value as it used to.
His dice just isn't super strong without having his ability on. And if you play against Mill deck, you're not going to turn the ability on.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is rough because like it's not like Mill is some unplayable pile of something like you're only going to play like once ever. No, you're going to like easily play against Mill a lot, and you have to be able to.
Yeah, and like
Mill.
Luke Yoda is totally going to be a thing, and it's like, oh, sweet, sweet Guardian.
I mean, that's what he played against on stream was Luke Yoda.
Yeah.
That's what Steve played.
Oh yeah, that's
Zach
right.
Was
like, yeah, it's stupid. Zach crushes Steve because he just gives him the way worse.
The bad.
What do you guys think of Jedi Robes 2.0? The Republic Jedi armor.
Oh, the Jedi armor, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, Jedi Robes was good for a period of time.
Hey man, I ran it at Connecticut and went undefeated in Swiss running 2 Jedi Robes. That shit's real.
Hey, this can come back. I mean, giving you 1 health as opposed to 1 shield. I mean, you lose a little bit of that overwrite thing, the overwrite potential, because you lose the health.
Yeah, for sure. But you also have those extra shield sides, which are nice.
The sides on it are much better.
Yeah, it's a shield and a health, so it kind of makes up for the. It's kind of even better if you don't get it in your opener. Whereas, like, Robes gave you only the 2 health only that one time. So yeah, I think this card's pretty interesting.
Was the big reason you ran Robes simply because like that being on Qui-Gon was great because it had the double, like it turned the focus into a double focus?
Oh yeah.
Does Robes still make the cut in like another blue deck?
No,
like I'm not sure what like. Yeah,
I mean I ran.
So that's
it
what like Republic Armor with
Qui-Gon
probably good.
Yeah, I think Republic Armor for him is really good.
Yeah, we're talking six sets versus 4 or 1.
Mm-hmm.
In a trilogy's environment, like you're like, oh, this is great.
I could see you running one, especially like if you need something defensive, if shields are the only way to go, like having this in like that Mace Ahsoka deck, that makes her 10 health all of a sudden if she's got knighthood on her already.
And because it's got 3 shield sides, it actually would give her a pairing for that +2 shield side that she's got. Because you don't always want to have to resolve it that way.
Huh. So, like...
You'd have to give 4 shields to one person.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You can't split a modified side, shield side. Because there's never been modified shields, so it's... I never had to think about that.
I mean, with the modifiers, it adds to the value of the 1 dice.
Yeah.
Right.
But still, I mean, you'd rather her +2 side to be essentially a +1 side rather than not get to resolve it.
Yeah. I think I think the way to build her though is just to make sure you can always resolve because you give her knighthood. But obviously you won't have knighthood in your opening hand always, so there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I just like I don't know. It excites me I think with Qui-Gon, but other than that I see it less. Like even at 4 sets last time when Legacies dropped, Jedi Robes wasn't played. Like it didn't really make a comeback till Qui-Gon made or released. Because he released in set 6?
Yeah, the previous
just
set.
This past that. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really expect it to be around too much, but maybe slots in for Blue.
We also had things like Ancient Lightsaber.
Sure,
we did.
I mean, I feel like they're not necessarily competing for that same spot, but it wasn't. Oh, I need more melee sticks. I'm cutting Jedi Robes because I want to make sure I have more melee sticks. Like they just kind of filled like a different type of role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I love the art on it. Anyways, but
yeah.
I feel like the art's been pretty good from everything we've seen.
The set This set is
Except
definitely
Nah,
better.
Ezra.
Yeah, not Crime Lord either. But this set does have a bunch of good art. I'll give it that.
Draw attention. I really hope that's like the first full art card we get of the Ewok.
Oh god, it's
Hilarious.
fantastic. I was just looking at it. Oh, when are we gonna? We need some Ewoks. We need some Ewok characters. When's that?
What do you guys think of Flee the Scene? Remove up to 2 dice. You must pass your next 2 turns this round.
I mean, it's all right. So is it better if you do it early, or is it better if you do it late when you don't care anymore?
I think it's not good early because if you have to pass and your opponent passes, you go to the next round. So I don't think you want to play it early.
Yeah, unless you're a fast deck that can get some stuff done before then. Because if you make them pass after you've gotten some stuff done, then it's a win-win.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a fast deck, absolutely, this card is a huge blowout. Sort of in the way like we wanted Tenacity to be, a huge blowout.
Yeah.
But no one ever ran it. But yeah, I could see this one being really good. It just depends on what's good there for speed.
I mean, the fact that it can hit 2 dice, any 2 dice, it's not 2 damage dice, it's not 2 dice of 2 or less, it's just 2 dice. I mean, it means you're gonna be able to find some decks that really, they're building themselves around being able to leverage this in addition to like the generic benefits of being slightly faster. But you give up battlefield control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that a lot. That, like you said, it's just 2 dice. Like I feel like all the new cards are usually like remove 2 dice showing damage, remove 2 dice with a value 2 or less or whatever. But this is just straight up whatever you need. Obviously, the passing is a big deal, but I think it has a spot in certain decks, and it'll certainly be a really good card within those decks. But yeah, you play it early, they just pass and it's over. Or if you play it way too early, it's like you remove 2 of their dice, but then they just roll out their other character and then just resolve type thing would be obviously bad as well.
Sometimes if their other character is not, nearly as threatening as the dice that you're getting off the table.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's definitely one of the cards that you're going to want to run. Specifically, Yellow Hero. That's going to be a card that you're like, I want to run Yellow Hero.
I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed in the
Yeah.
I guess different card a little bit, but I just scrolled up to him, but the Vigilant Jedi, just because I feel like Plo Koon's going to sit in the binder for a little bit longer. Just he doesn't have anything to go with.
Yeah, but there's so many things that want Jedi right now. So I think it's a great draft character. I don't see it being necessarily constructed playable unless you want to go like Mace, Vigilant Jedi, Claudite, Shapeshifter, or something. But
definitely, I think it's a great draft. I was just more disappointed. Like I think he's Vigilant Jedi is fine. I was just like, I wish my blue non-unique could do something with Plo Koon.
Yeah, you want Plo Koon to be a thing.
Well, we're still missing like all of the red hero characters though, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
We have K2SO, and that's it.
I mean, so we're missing a
3
Padme.
characters?
We're assuming.
Yeah, Padme and 2 other characters probably.
And then 2 other one of them at least has to be a trooper because we've seen so much trooper stuff that would just be terrible design to not have a red hero trooper.
Right, and there's still 1 yellow hero that's not spoiled too, right? It's just Ezra, Satine, and Chewie.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, they're non-unique, I guess.
Ooh, what is it then?
It's that Ewok. It's Paplu. Chief Chirpa, Ewok leader. Let's go.
Ewok definitely would be yellow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hype. It's better be an Ewok.
I wonder if
Let's go.
Haven't the numbers been thrown off a little bit though? With the non-uniques for yellow?
I don't know. I don't get into that number tracking stuff that you nerds get into.
I'm not as crazy into it. But...
Like, oh, well, this is number 35, so you know that it's going to be a legendary non-unique character.
Legendary non-unique. Interesting.
FFG can change their numbers. FFG doesn't even give us 30 cards in starter decks. Nothing makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like I talked to someone about this. It's just like a cost thing. Like they want people to buy packs and they want to encourage people to buy packs to like fill out the deck that they want them to.
Or buy 2 starters.
No, they want people to buy 2 starters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that too for sure.
This time around, they're going to get a lot of people buying 2 starters. They're going to get people buying. There's even with those commando droids, there might be people buying more than 2 starters.
Oh yeah, because
I'm
they
going
kept
to
them
be
close.
buying 2 of each starter. That's for sure.
Yep, I usually do 2 of each starter and then 3 of the draft because I'm a mad person.
After buying
And
like
keep one.
No Across the Galaxy, I'm back to getting a case and two of each starter and 2 of the draft kits.
I mean, if you're gonna go light, you should go light on every third set, and if you're gonna go heavy, you should go heavy on every first set.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That
I
makes
mean,
sense.
this is an exciting set. I'm like legit excited, even though like it seems like there's a bunch of crap. All the crap is interesting.
Oh, there's a lot. I mean, there's just a ton of stuff in this set that I'm like, I don't even know what to do with, but I want to do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to build the Phasma deck that just tries to throw out as much trooper dice as possible. Like just, I have my 3 character dice, and then somehow I'm going to end up with like 10 character dice on the board.
Yeah, what's crazy is like because you can do it all at once, like tactical mastery, roll Phasma. If you're doing the first order stormtrooper with the plot there, you're just like, all right, resolve it all as melee.
Yeah,
Done.
Yeah.
I'm done with my turn. I'm going to the bathroom. Let me know when you're done.
I basically planned explosion to you.
Yep.
well, no, then you got to get the Mega
One
Blasters
character
out there. Get 2 more Stormtrooper dice in the pool.
Oh yeah.
Here's more melee.
Is there anything else that lets me roll trooper
I think
dice
just
out?
those 2. I just think Phasma and the Mega Blaster so far.
So far.
There's got to be more.
Yeah.
And that weapon that I mentioned. Well, it's not trooper dice, but you can roll more dice out.
The Quicksilver baton.
The Quicksilver baton. Mm-hmm.
Is it trooper dice? You know, if
It is. If you play it on
a
you're gonna be playing it on the leader
Yeah.
generally, but if on a trooper, you can pay a resource to roll the trooper die out. So yeah, you can do even more.
maybe there's a promotion reprint that changes the text of promotion and makes it a leader.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's another thing. Stealthy makes someone a trooper, right? So that could get interesting. Stealthy's kind of
later. 4 sets later, Stealthy Troopers coming into play.
I mean,
You
at
never know.
least it's got something, and it actually might. That actually might, because that card sees a play in Leia Lando, so there might be some like mitigation cards or things like that will now actually see play because you'll have the trooper subtype in that deck.
You just can't
But I
sleep
don't.
on
It's
something
just
like
a
that.
weird card.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird card.
Yeah, it's a weird card because it's like not a damage card, even though it's got indirect sides.
Yeah,
that's your dream. It's the Satine of upgrades. It's got the 1 rogue 2 indirect side that makes it good.
There we go. We figured it out.
How disappointing is Electromagnetic Pulse? Like, I want to be hyped about it. Remove a droid or a vehicle die, but then I'm like, oh well, if they have triple laser turret, what's this card doing?
Yep.
Literally nothing.
That's how
it's
TLT is so
it's a little
freaking good. What were they thinking?
like I don't know.
Lucas,
they had Vibranife for the same
what
thing
were
in
you
the same
thinking?
issue. Like I don't know why it wasn't like if this die. I mean, granted, it still has 4 damage sides, but it could be like if TLT is showing damage, you can't remove your vehicle die. Like it could at like if that thing just sitting on a blank and it's like, oh, I can't remove that Shadowcaster 6. Like that just sucks.
Yep.
Oh god, I think I don't remember who it was, but they were kind of doing the recap of things they were wrong about in the set in Across the Galaxy. Yeah, Your Destiny, and they came down to the triple A's turn. I was like, they rated it a 2 out of 5, and they're like, we don't know what we were talking about here. We're dumb. It's like, yeah, that one was.
Well, I think they rated both.
I
think their number 5 was Shadowcaster, and I think their number 2 is TLT, or so, like something along those lines.
I mean, if you were wrong about the one, you could have easily. I mean, if you're wrong about one, you're probably going to be wrong about both.
Yeah.
Because if you thought Shadowcaster was good, then you probably thought TLT was good, and vice versa.
Yeah. It was cool they put themselves out there like that. That was a fun article to read.
Hey, yeah, bringing it like, you know, up. Did everybody forget that we said this? Nope. Bring it right back.
That's awesome.
Are there any mods in this set?
Not yet.
No.
It's so weird, right?
Well, it's like that third set vehicle theme that they're doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The theme of this is not vehicles. Like they've gone to great lengths to make the support not vehicles.
Is tribal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trooper leader Jedi scoundrel.
Yep. Scoundrel. Droid.
Sith. I think Palpatine's the only Sith though.
Yeah, there's way less Sith cards than there are Jedi cards, I think. That makes sense. There's way less Sith than there are Jedi.
Yeah. I mean, we got 2 Jedi from this set. We got Mace and Obi so far, at least. and then Palp's the only Sith.
Yoda's ghost is a Jedi.
Is a
too.
yeah.
It's one of those things. I was worried with Across the Galaxy about how draftable it would be with all of the mods, just because it's like, some of your dice cards are not usable unless you get other vehicles. But I found actually that wasn't an issue at all. I wonder with this set how draftable it will be with all of the subtype stuff.
Yeah.
Like, can you utilize these cards that need certain subtypes?
I think the the Claudite really helps that.
Yeah, I think that's a big deal with that.
Yeah,
I think leader, trooper, and scoundrel are just all over the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, Jedi is going to be pretty specific, but the other ones are pretty widespread.
There are also, like, we've been gushing about them, like the Mega Blaster Troopers and the Baton. Those are two legendaries that you do not want to open and draft. I mean, you do because you want them as cards, but like you don't want them in your actual deck.
Because you still need those dice. Like you would
still
have
need those dice. So
Yeah.
unless you also open up First Order Stormtroopers, then you're kind of screwed.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, Phasma is like what, a 18-point character for single die?
Yep.
Oh, that would be awful.
Yeah, that's the type of thing. Are we drafting to keep, or are we going to redraft afterwards?
Yeah.
We're keeping. All right, I'll take it. We're redrafting. No, I'll pass it.
Yeah, whoever's opening up Phasma is going to ask that question right away.
Yeah, immediately raise their hand.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you guys feel like, I don't know, you wanted to mention?
No, I keep flipping through. I think like we've hit a lot of the big cards. There's probably like a lot of the events that are a little less showy. All the battlefields.
There is there's the hit and run replacement for Hero Yellow.
Costs 1, right? But it still does the same thing.
But it can also do support, so it's a little bit more versatile.
Yeah. Instigate.
Yep.
1 cost. Activate one of your characters' support.
Hey, that's a nice one with you can combat with like a Falcon or something like that, and still got some of the other effects that you were getting, but at a cost, which is probably more fair and no more free action cheating.
No, which is fair. Laser tripwire is funny because you could kill yourself.
Yeah, that seems like I don't know what they were thinking on that one, but like, how do you run that?
I didn't read it real close.
It's a 1 cost hero support. After a player activates a character, if 2 or more of that character's character dice or upgrade dice are showing damage, discard the support from play to deal 3 indirect damage to that character. So it's like Stifle, there's no May.
Play it with characters that don't have 2 dice and you're not going to play damage upgrades on.
What hero? I was like, oh, maybe Snoke, right. But then I was just
in a 3-wide hero vehicle deck, I guess, right? 3-wide,
Yoda.
3 dice hero vehicle deck, or like
the
Yoda and 2 guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
Boom, solved it. Tripwire deck. OP.
Yep.
Sure, I mean, Satine's not that worried about rolling 2 damage sides. That's for sure.
Not.
And then the second you play this, you roll.
Pop yourself in the face. Are these the best starter decks?
Are these the best?
Oh yeah, I think so. The previous starter decks,
character-wise,
the previous starter decks are pretty rough.
I mean, Boba Fett's good, but like Luke was okay. Han was dead on arrival. His die side just wasn't good. And then obviously the original starter decks were just like, new game.
I put this Obi-Wan starter up against any other starter deck.
I can get behind that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's definitely going to trounce the Grievous deck
twice on stream.
Yeah, you got some point disparity issues going on with that one. It's another thing that I just don't like about the starter decks. Sometimes it's like, I get it; they're not supposed to like play perfectly with each other, but they should play.
They should. I mean, we don't think about it because we're playing competitively, but for 2 new people who want to just pick it up and like it, it's like,
yeah.
Like, what the hell am I buying?
You're gonna commonly have 2 people just pick up like, I'll get this one, you get that one, then they're gonna go take it home and play, and one of them's gonna get trounced repeatedly, and they're gonna be like, do we really want to buy more of this game?
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
What, 23 versus 28 worth of like character points.
Yeah, so stupid.
And they even gave Obi-Wan a plot, despite them being ahead. They said something, I think, in the stream where it was like they wanted the amount of starting cards equal. So like Grievous had 3 characters, so they didn't want Obi-Wan and Satine to just have 2 cards, so they added the plot.
Oh, yeah,
the plot's
because
pretty
that
bad,
matters.
The plot's legitimately awful.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we want to have them equal amount of starter cards because that would be unfair. But having the decks have different amount of points,
YOLO.
not unfair.
Yeah.
That's a weird discussion. I would like to be a fly on the wall with like the marketing discussion where they're like, all right, what do we want our starter decks to do?
I think
Yeah.
if you were a fly on the wall at FFG, you'd be banging your head against that wall quite a bit.
Oh yeah, 100% of the time.
All right, with the new set, I guess we'll wrap up. Since we pretty much covered everything that was big coming out, like you said. Where are you guys starting when this new set drops? Where do you think you're going to go in terms of deck wise? In terms of what cards you want to play? I mean, are you going to start competitively? Are you going to start casually? You know, because we don't really have a.
There's
nothing
no
coming up,
tournaments. What do I
so.
care?
Casually. What's that? I mean,
it's the same. It's the same thing. I'm never building a deck for like shiggles. If it's not good, it's not fun to play. Like if it's not capable of actually giving your opponent a game or like winning at games
Well, yeah.
occasionally.
I'm not going to build some really janky 4-wide 4 dice like. That's not me. But more
Yeah.
like, you know, if you think like Obi-Wan Satine is tier 2, but you enjoy playing the deck, like, are you just going to keep playing with that? Or are you guys just going to dive right into the let's find the best deck?
My plan is to figure Mace out and figure out if he's good enough. Like I know Joe will make the same deck he always makes, which is like a 3-wide rainbow vehicle deck. So I don't have to like go down that route.
Yeah.
And
that's the easiest thing to do because just like, all right, use Snoke, use Yoda, fill around it.
So I'll probably try and explore the Jedi thing, especially Mace. I think his ability is just like super good. I'll probably take another look at Qui-Gon. I'll probably take a look at lightsaber mastery via Luke and Yoda or Luke and Ayla. So I'll probably focus on that just because I know where my team's going. Like I know Quink is going to work on Afra and I know Reflex is going to work on Mill. So like I can just work on Blue Hero and, you know, everyone just kind of goes their separate ways, which is the nice part about having a team.
Yeah.
No, see, our team, Tommy has to do all the deck building, so it's not how it works.
I mean, how else are you going to come up with Leia, with Boosh, Leia, Ray 1?
Hey, look, he got the Tarkin Snoke that he sent off, Tarkin Snoke that he sent off with Jack, and then I'm like, you know, he's trying his hardest to like scrape together a second one. I'm like, you already got one, like you already pegged one of the top decks in the meta for basically like the season or the set. I was like, it's not likely to happen twice, man. So don't like beat yourself up too much to it. And he was trying his darndest. When that deck put out 2 salvage stands, it was pretty rough. When it didn't, sometimes it was pretty rough on that end.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have like there's no best deck builder award, you know?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
it's just like you could come up with a good deck, but I wouldn't force it. It might not even catch fire.
Well, that's, I mean,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I did really well.
We put him down in the basement, so we forced it.
Yeah, well, you got to get in the lab. Like, I don't think a single person played Qui-Gon Ayla after I went 7-0 with it at like a pretty big regional. People are like, yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Like, you build a good deck, people don't give a shit. You just gotta do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah, that was a response to that was like, oh well, it's Mike Gem, so like obviously.
It's sweet. Yeah. I would have liked someone to play it. It's pretty cool. Qui-Gon's gross.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't get that one. Why that one didn't get any further? Like I couldn't build it because I don't own any Qui-Gon, but like it seemed like it had good legs.
Yeah, I mean I think Qui-Gon's really good and Ayla's really good, and Steadfast turn 1 is really good. So yeah, shields are good.
I think right around that is when the 3-wide blew up, and that just kind of
there's a lot of shields in this set. Yeah. There are a lot of shields in this set. So
yeah, I'll be looking into shielding up with some blue characters for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely something to be said about just longevity. Eventually, you'll just poke them to death.
Mm-hmm.
God will make his normal hero vehicles some form.
I mean, we'll see. There's some stuff in here, but if I had my pick, the problem is this deck's going to require at least 6 legendary cards right off the back. I'd be going with the Phasma Mega Blasters Quicksilver Baton deck. But that deck's 6 legendary cards.
It's right there, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be opening my case on stream. I'll be praying for red for the first time ever.
Yeah. 2 of which are going to be the one of the money cards of the set.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think all those cards will actually fetch a fair bit of money just because people will want to do that.
Yeah, I think Phasma will come down a little bit. I mean, depends how much wave she makes, but
It's one of those things that like normally things that I see and I'm like, that's pretty on the nose, like that type of deck. I'm like, there's no way that's going to be all that good. But then I remember that they made Vader with Vader's lightsaber and Vader's fist, and it was amazing. So I'm like, maybe on the nose is actually decent. Maybe it's not like they're not trying to fake us out.
Yeah, it's always funny seeing the original pricings from stores of like all the legendaries, and it's like the worst legendary, which will be like $5, is sitting at like 35. It's like, this doesn't make sense at all. But
everything always screws up.
Yep.
Yeah. The Shadowcaster was a funny one last set. It was like $7 to begin with.
Yeah. The Hellfire too. That dropped.
Yep. I think Darksaber was cheap too at first, right? Or did it was high, then it was low, then it went high again?
No, Darksaber spiked really high to begin with for no reason.
And then nobody played it.
Yeah, no one played it. Now it's sitting at 15, 20 or whatever.
Yeah, came back with Vader.
Yeah, but it was literally like a $35 because I pulled a bunch and I sold them. It's like, all right, if you want to pay $35 for something that I don't see anybody using right now, sure.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I think we covered just about everything.
Yeah, we got loose.
Yeah. Just talked
a lot. We went for a while. Yeah. I don't know. Are you guys drinking, or am I the only one drinking?
No.
I don't drink, so
I got a bit open. I know you're a wine guy.
There's more than a few teetotalers here.
I've had golden dice. It was a long day with young children, so the wine was cracked very, very early.
Did you bust out the cheese too, or just a wine night?
No, we had Chinese food, so not really. It doesn't really lend itself to.
You don't put on cheese. Yeah, you don't. No, don't do that. No, it's a bad idea. Soy sauce and cheese.
No grated cheese on my lo mein.
No.
You sure?
It's the only noodles I don't eat. I don't eat with cheese.
All right, Mike. If people are looking to hear more from you, where can they find you?
Oh, the hyperloops.com.
Boom.
That's it. The hyperloops.com. And I'll probably cause some drama on Facebook this week out of boredom.
Yeah, you already got the Satine picture you put up already got reported a few times.
It got reported?
It got reported.
For what? A spoiler?
I don't know. If it's a spoiler, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. If it's a spoiler, then you should have watched television from 7 years ago.
Oh my god! I can't believe it got reported. That's amazing.
Yeah, clearly I abused my mod powers and left it up.
Good job.
Thank you. It's just a picture of Maul holding Satine's dead body. What else do you want?
Yeah, I mean it was a cartoon show on television. Can't be that bad.
They said, "What's a good spot for Satine?" And I was like, "In the grave."
Yeah, the first response was dumpster. The second response was binder next to Mothma, and then yours. So team clearly has some detractors.
I love the binder next to Mothma as Joe, who doesn't even play anymore.
Make sure. Can you send me a screen cap of like Mike Gem's comment has been reported, or if they do that?
I can't anymore because I took it away.
Oh, you cleared them. Okay.
Yeah, I cleared it away.
Next time somebody reports Mike, just send it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
All
right, boys.
Right, cool. Yeah, they'll find you at the Hyperloops. You guys do 5 articles a week and plenty more content on there, so it's obviously worthwhile for anybody who plays Destiny to check out. What?
So we're lazy.
Yeah, I ask you guys, and you're just like,
I got it.
Compared to us, man.
Wait until
everyone but Klaus is lazy.
I got wait until my internship's done. I got 3 more weeks, then I got nothing to do.
You've told me like you're writing like 3 different articles like 10 years ago.
I know, and then like, well, what happens?
Never one.
Things happen in between that make those articles like not necessary or redundant or like gets annoying.
Write them quicker, or the Hyperloops are going to cover it. They need topics.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll wrap up because we could obviously talk for a while. But for Golden Dice, guys, you can find us Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, pretty much anywhere you want to find us. We're on. And of course, if you're looking to support us, we have a Patreon.
Yeah, we have a Patreon.
To do that. So.
Patreon.
We do.
Yeah.
We've got a Patreon.
Just making sure that.
And we still get spoilers.
I'm a subscriber. I want those tokens.
They went out this week. We got extras if other people want to grab some too.
Could have just handed them to me on Saturday.
They came in on Saturday.
Rip.
Yeah.
Mike, he didn't even like hand them to me and Tommy. It was like a 3-week rigmarole to get them to us.
It wasn't that long.
It was.
Whatever. All right.
Who's running that clown show?
Yeah. All right. We'll sign out. Mike, as always, it's a pleasure having you. Thanks for coming on, man.
Anytime, buddy.
All right. We will catch you all next time.
Jack.